Yeah, my intervention is student focused. So I really had the experience just the last 2 days. My question to students is, what do you want? And sadly, 80% couldn't answer. So let's start there. You need to know what you want as a student. And don't be too humble, but be really clear. I want to work for this company. I want to learn this. I know what I want. Because if you don't know what you want, you don't know what you will go after. And then in an interview, even the person in front of you is like, yeah, but what do you want? So I prefer to guide students and get to that first step of, okay, what do you want? And don't be shy by asking what you want, because then you will get what you want. So first things first, what do you want? And I had some discussions with some people in the room, so I hope it was helpful. What are the skills, in my humble opinion? It's to know the basic digital skills. By experience with interns, it was they don't even know the basic Excel. We use Excel so much in businesses, whether we like it or not, but you need to know how to make a file in Excel and how it works and how to do a simple sum. And sadly, I lost sometimes a lot of time in just explaining how Excel works, and our plannings are in Excel. So yeah, I think that's a basic thing, but universities should also give that basic skill, because it's used in any company, I think. Then the critical thinking is something that I find very important and that I try to stimulate with students. I have the experience of working in Belgium and in Morocco. I arrived 20 years ago, but I really would love sometimes have that critical thinking authorized, because that's something I give when I'm in my company. You can just criticize me, feel free, because then I will also grow as an entrepreneur. And I think through universities and through companies, to motivate and authorize that critical thinking, we could grow together pretty quick. Also be ready to adapt. Because a lot of things are changing quickly. So if you're just sometimes waiting for somebody to say something, take the initiative, go for it. That's also what really companies are looking for. Not the one okay, I did what they asked, and now I can play any game on my phone. No. Take the initiative to start working on something else, something useful, something you think useful, then present it to your managers and they will be surprised, hopefully. Something what people always often ask, yeah, but where did you learn all your skills? It's a lot of self-study. I think you have your university or high school degree in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, but don't think ever that it will stop there. You need to continue study, because if I stopped studying, I didn't have internet when I studied. I had to go to the library and find. So I needed to learn how to use Google or anything else. Wikipedia was so amazing. Yeah. Now the AI, I need to learn. So never stop learning is always one of my my biggest messages. Don't think that your employee will say, oh, you should study this. No, so you have to study it because you know there is a need, so you take the initiative to learn. Learn on yourself. Or you will lose time, or you will not be accepted in a team because you're just running behind. And we don't have the time to explain how Excel works, for example. We don't have that time. You need, and then, oh, but I don't know. I will say it in the first meeting with interns. I work with Excel for the planning, for the so if you want to follow me, you need to study Excel. If the next week we have a meeting and they didn't do the effort of self-learning Excel, which you feel immediately, those who did, those who don't, well, you're gonna continue with those who did. And it's as simple as that. But do not wait for the employer to give you a class about Excel. There's Google, there's YouTube, you can study on your own. You don't need me for that. And you will study it in Arabic or in French or in English, but just know how to do it. Yeah. You don't need me for that. I can give you anything else, but the skills of a software, it's up to them to study it or not. I prefer to give them their creative and critical thinking. Yeah. Okay. That's a little bit based on my experience as I also do office management, and we're often looking for office management for a company in Belgium. So we are looking for Moroccan profiles, and we look in Morocco and in Tunisia. And I can say by now experience of 1.5 years, that the Belgian market, they go more for Tunisian than Moroccan. And the why is, I think, they're really willing to work and be humble. It's not because you're fresh graduated that you know everything. So it's be more humble. Like I'm freshly coming from university, so I can still learn a lot. I think it's also the general culture. Not going to say it's a reason, but it should be among the interest of students. I live in Morocco, this is my culture, but if I move or if I work remote with an international company, what is their culture? How do they work? And ask questions about the how. Many times when I then have to intervene between Moroccan employees and how they should integrate with the Belgian market, for example, it's more to really explain, we do not talk too much, we do not have meetings that much. What is important is results. Results. And often it's like, we're waiting for feedback, we are waiting for, no, it's the result that is important. What I really love about Moroccan members of my team or any other team is they are very good in executing tasks, even amazing. But when the task list stops, have the initiative to add some tasks. So that's a big challenge, I think, for the younger generation. Like don't stop. Yes, yes. Take the right to be proactive, which is not something I feel they had during their education. It's more execute and do this, but feel free to add 1, 2, 3 propositions or do propose or something, and do not wait. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. Also something based on the internship I had is that work independency. So if you work remote, means kind of you're your own boss. There's nobody like, hey, are you doing the job? Are you waking up? Are you... So it's also think before you do a remote job. Do I have the personality to like be and work in an independent way or not? I think hybrid is ideal to still have that social contact with the firm and with colleagues. And I do work mainly remote, but I sometimes really enjoy the colleague contact. But it's important to know, do you have that character of a remote people, or you still need the touch? I also often get questioned because I'm the foreigner. Yeah, but I want to go abroad. I've been here 20 years, and I am the woman who often says, no, you better stay here. I think Morocco needs their talents here. I think you have a lot to offer in Morocco. I think what students or young people see is the better salaries. But family is part of your own values too. And you will miss family. You will miss your culture. You will miss, and that's why a lot of people come back. Mainly is, oh, that social contact, my family, I missed my family. And that's the beauty of the Moroccan culture, in my humble opinion. So let's keep the brain here. That's my big advice. I think that you have a lot to give to Morocco. And I will try to stop here. So yeah, I talked about Excel and the words, PowerPoint. You need to be able to use it. You need to be able to use Google Drive, all of that skills. And for the students, again, I started with know what you want and go and get for that. But we are in a generation, sadly, where we're all addicted to our phone. And the real information, you will not find it on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. That's not where the real information is. So get out, go networking, see people, meet people, find your mentors, and install a digital detox app on your phone. That's my biggest advice. So thank you for having me today. And if there are any other questions, don't hesitate to contact me on LinkedIn.